My name is Heather Macmillan Na Chi, and I am a Lumbee tribal member who is originally from the Allenton community in Robeson County. After being part of this event for 2 days, the thing that has truly struck me as exceptional about our days here at the National Museum of the American Indian is that for the first time in my lifetime that I can recall, this is the first time that Lumbee people have all come together and have truly invested in purely in being Lumbee and celebrating our Lumbee culture together. We often gather in groups, in large family gatherings, and even in social occasions together with other Lumbee people, but it's typically about some other event, or it's a matter of convenience for some of us and an investment for others. This is potentially the first time that we've all truly invested in being together and being Lumbee people, and it has been such a remarkable and exceptional occasion.
I'm Cindy Locklear, native of Robeson County, lived in Pembroke most of my life. Baskets have always been amazing to me, and out of desperation I chose to buy a book and teach myself. And I taught myself to weave, and the first few were not beautiful but functional. And when I made one that was really pretty, I took it to my grandmother's and found out that her grandfather, she told me it was in my blood, and found out that my grandfather was a weaver. A few years later, I found out that there was one of his baskets left, and this is it. This is his basket, and it's pretty cool because it's, of course, more than 100 years old, and it is, you can tell it's definitely Robeson County because this is river cane. River cane is no longer in Robeson County, but it's indicative that it was here hundreds of years ago. It has been truly an honor to get to come and be part of this amazing celebration and get to share my love of basketry and the love that I found as relative to my great-great-grandfather. And it's just been an amazing couple days.
My name is Mark Strickland. I'm co-owner of Six Feathers. My wife Valerie, she's the other owner. We named our business Six Feathers because we have 4 children and 2 of us, so there's 6 in the family. That's the reason we call it Six Feathers. And this is something that basically she started about 8 years ago. She was interested in the arts of painting and seed beading, and she started out with gourds and painting gourds, and we started out with small ornament gourds like this one, and it really took off. Everybody wanted them for their Native American Christmas trees. So we really sold dozens and dozens of these, and we have the pine cone patch dolls. We make storytellers. This is one that she's working on now, and it's called the Cotton Princess. We tried to portray things from our county, from our tribe. Our people worked in cotton. They work in tobacco. We have a tobacco doll, and we have a lot of ladies that love to quilt, and we have quilting dolls. And it's a hobby that has really turned into a small business, and we've been very fortunate. We've been blessed.
My name is Jessica Clark. I'm a Lumbee artist. These are some prints that I have. Some of them are from grad school and then recent work. And then I have some more recent work, drawing oil paintings. I'm working on one as part of the demonstration. And watercolor drawings of the pine cone patchwork. A lot of people are really curious about the pine cone, like why I'm creating it and where it comes from, like why I'm influenced by it. And I tell them a lot of it is location because we're known as the people of the pines. So the pine cone is very important, like as far as history and culture and traditions.
My name is Joanne Chavis Lowry, and we are part of the Pembroke Elders, and we meet in the gym, Boys and Girls Club, on Mondays. And these ladies are they're our basic quilting group, and we do a lot of different things, in our group. But here we have hand-quilted quilts, and they're pieced and designed by the women in our group. And some of them are whole cloth, what I call whole cloth. It's a medallion design, and we just quilt around it. These were pieces that were cut out and, of course, sorted by color and there's purpose in this design. Oh yeah, we've had visitors asking about the quilts, in particular the fact that they're still hand quilted, that they're not machine quilted. They like that. They ask about, how we decide how a quilt's made, and we have patterns. The one the ladies are working on now is the Navajo Code Talker pattern.
We just started this week, but this lady put it together, and she can tell you how long it took her to put it together.
It took me about a month. This one, it was sewed to pieces. It was the Navajo Code Talkers. And I had to cut all these intricate pieces like these little tiny squares. And when you put a square together, you put one together at a time, walk away and come back and refresh your brain and do another one.
This is my husband, Herman Oxendine. I'm his wife, Loretta Oxendine. I'm Oxendine 2 times. We were invited to come up to show our craft, pine needle basket weaving, and we also do pit-forward pottery. And we have a corn shuck basket on the table too that Herman makes those.
This is a first coming up here. A Lumbee Day to kind of, I guess you would say, promote ourselves. Sometimes you have to try to let folks know that we're still a tribe in North Carolina, in Robinson County, the Lumbee Indian, and to be here at this beautiful museum is it's just a special time. This is, I think, it's going to be a help for our full recognition. I think this is it's going to be a great influence, and it's going to let people realize that we're here and we're not going away. We'll be here.
I'm Nina Lowery.
And I'm Mitch Lowery. And we're here with our exhibit of soap that is handmade by my wife mainly, and some lotions and some other products like lip balms that are made from natural ingredients. We believe that that's the best way. We started making soap because we were dissatisfied with what was out there in the commercial market, and we thought we could do better ourselves. And we learned from someone else, a lady that was had taught chemistry in college, and she encountered some old-fashioned soap, and that changed her life. She was having skin problems, and it relieved her skin problems, and she became I guess you might say, an ambassador for a homemade soap. And so we were able to learn from her how to make the soap, and we've been doing this for about 5 or 6 years now.
We enjoy using our soaps, and we enjoy presenting them so that other people can use them. And like my husband said, it's something we've turned into a business, and we love meeting people and promoting our product.
My name is Arvis Bowman. I'm a member of the Lumbee tribe. Currently live in the foothills of North Carolina near South Mountain State Park. This is my son, Micah Bowman. He is an up-and-coming wisdom keeper, and also knows a lot about the herbs of the forest. And we're here to represent our people, to show that our native culture is alive and well. Perhaps the strongest part of our native culture is our healing culture. Miss Loretta Oxendine and I did this book called Herbal Remedies of Lumbee Indians, and the purpose of this book is to document knowledge that our elders had and still have about healing plants of the forest and how we use them, and also healing philosophies. And here we have represented a few of the herbs we used. We used a lot of plants such as mullein, sassafras for things like respiratory ailments, and also for a spring tonic. Here's some other things we used. This is sumac, from the sumac tree. We used poke, like it's in poke salad, for also a spring tonic. A lot of our ancestors would use the holly tree as for the berries, or what we call the black drink, which we used in a sweat lodge ceremony. We also used goldenrod, strawberry. We used over 100 herbs, sometimes in combination, as wellness philosophies and wellness healing for our people. But really happy. We think that this is a tremendous event. It's a great way to showcase our people, and I'm just very appreciative to Smithsonian, to Frida Porter, to Chairman Godwin for giving us this opportunity to showcase our people and show that we are still here. I hope this would help push towards the Lumbee tribal benefits for the federal recognition. In the 1950s, the 1956 Lumbee Act both federally acknowledged and terminates the Lumbee people were federally recognized, but they denied us benefits. If they would take out that phrase in Section 2, which terminates us, I think that would be better.
Hi, I'm Tim Locklear. I'm from Pembroke, North Carolina, and I make the Lumbee Ring. My idea for the Lumbee Ring was to be a storytelling ring, a ring that would retell the story of the Lumbee people. So what we did, me and my family, we went out and studied all the significant dates of Lumbee history. And we used those dates to be focal points on the ring. So when you talk about the ring, or an adult talks about the ring with a child, it tells about key events of Lumbee history, and it helps keep our heritage alive. So that's the whole idea of the Lumbee Ring. And today here at the Smithsonian, I've been demonstrating how we make the Lumbee Ring back at home in Robeson County. It's such an honor to be here today amongst all of our people here in Washington, D.C., representing all of our people back at home. And I just count it a privilege to be part of this. Thank you.
My name is Kenneth Clark. I'm from Lumbee, from Robeson County, North Carolina, down around Roland. This is my wife, Tanya Clark. We come up today to the Lumbee Days, Lumbee Nation Festival. We display some of our Lumbee agriculture, farming techniques that our people do. We have tobacco. We've been introducing people into tobacco. A lot of people have never seen tobacco. We've also been showing cotton. And these are some of the crops that our people grew down in Robeson County, North Carolina. We've been talking about the three sisters, which is corn, beans, and squash. Most tribes have a variation of corn, beans, and squash. Those things are grown together. The corn acts as a support for the beans to grow on top of. The squash grows around the bottom, keeps the soil cool, keeps weeds out, keeps it moist. And the beans produce a nitrogen from their roots that fertilizes everything else. So those three sister crops need to be grown together for each one of those to be the best they can be. We're also introducing some of the products that my wife cans. We tell about that process. This is tomatoes, peaches. A lot of people have been interested in chow chow. They've never heard of chow chow. We've been telling them, they've been having to give out the recipe for chow chow. Tell them what it's used with. Talked about the collard greens and cornbread. Talked about the artifacts that I have in front here. Arrowheads, spear points, pottery shards. All of this was found in our family farm down in Roland. I've been collecting since I was a little boy on the farm. Also, we've talked about tobacco barns, tobacco drags, and things that our people use. I've been very excited about this opportunity. I had been to the museum 4 or 5 times. I was here on the grand opening when it was first opened, and I never dreamed that the Lumbee tribe would be here one day to have their own festival in the Smithsonian Indian Museum here in Washington, D.C. It's been amazing to be here. It's one opportunity for our tribe to come here and showcase who we are, let people know about the Lumbee tribe. A lot of people that come through the doors today didn't know about the Lumbee tribe, but now they know exactly who we are, and they know a little bit about our history and a little bit about our culture, and that we are Native Americans and we are part of the United States of America. A lot of people think that Native Americans don't exist anymore, but we're still here and we're still practicing a lot of our history and a lot of our culture that our ancestors have taught us.